You can compare skylines, weather charts, and cost of living all day long, but that's not how people actually choose a city. It comes down to something harder to measure: how it feels when you wake up, who you meet, and what your life actually looks like day after day. So today, we're not just comparing two cities, we're putting two completely different ways of living head to head. Victoria, British Columbia, versus Halifax, Nova Scotia. Calm versus energy. Refinement versus raw authenticity. And trust me, this one gets interesting fast. I'm Beau Kaufman, and this is Discover Canada in Style.
Welcome to Discover Canada in Style, where we explore Canada's great cities, remarkable destinations, and the lifestyle that makes this country so fascinating.
And to break it all down, I brought in two people who don't just visit these cities, they build experiences in them. Ethan Caldwell is a senior travel strategist specializing in luxury and lifestyle. He spent years working along the West Coast, and he'll be making the case for Victoria as Canada's most livable, refined escape. And on the other side, Maya O'Connell, a culture-first travel consultant with deep East Coast roots who believes Halifax isn't just a destination, it's a city you feel the second you arrive. Let's get into it.
All right, let's get right into it. Imagine this, you have to pick one Canadian coast to call home. Are you going for the Pacific's kind of gentle, laid-back vibe, or the Atlantic's rugged, historic charm? Well, today, we're settling it. We are staging the ultimate showdown between two incredible coastal capitals, Victoria, British Columbia, versus Halifax, Nova Scotia. So, in one corner, we've got Victoria, a city of gorgeous gardens and salty ocean breezes, where the whole pace of life just feels calmer. And in the other corner, Halifax, a city with an energy you can literally feel, where centuries of maritime history just echo through the streets, and the waterfront is this lively, beating heart. Two amazing places, but wow, two very, very different personalities. To help us break it all down and make the case for each city as a place to actually live, we've got our champions. Arguing for Team Victoria, we have Ethan. He's convinced the city's effortless quality of life is just second to none. And for Team Halifax, we've got Maya, who's here to champion its raw, authentic human energy. Okay, let's dive right into the most important thing, right? The daily vibe check. This is all about the pace and the personality of day-to-day life. What does it actually feel like to call these places home? Ethan, we're gonna start with you. Let's hear the case for Victoria.
So Ethan's whole argument is that Victoria's magic is in its design for living. It's a city that feels beautiful and unhurried because, honestly, it's built on a human scale. This quote from Reddit just nails it. Victoria is really a collection of these charming little villages. And that walkability, that means your quality of life is just higher. Your local coffee shop, your favorite little boutique, they're just a pleasant stroll away. Life here is measured in meters, not miles stuck in traffic. But Maya comes right back and says, Victoria might be gentle, but Halifax is truly alive. Its energy comes straight from the people and their deep, deep connection to the sea. And this picture, this is what she's talking about. This isn't just some sculpture. The Wave is a public playground right on the waterfront. It's this spontaneous spot where community just happens. It's not perfectly manicured, it's real, it's lived in, and it's joyful.
And Maya's point is that in Halifax, the vibe is all about creativity and community. It's not tucked away in galleries, it's literally painted on the walls. You feel this gritty, authentic energy where culture is for everyone, and it shapes the personality of the city block by block. You get the sense this is a place with some real stories to tell. Which brings us to the perfect example, the North End. Maya points to this neighborhood, but its colorful houses as the absolute cultural heartbeat of the city. It's just jam-packed with indie boutiques, craft breweries, and amazing restaurants, all fiercely independent and fueled by this incredibly welcoming, local-first spirit. This is where you really feel how Halifax punches way, way above its weight.
All right, time to move on to the main course. And let's be honest, this is a big one for a lot of us. The food. A city's food scene says so much about who they are. So let's see how our two contenders stack up in a culinary showdown.
Okay, so here's the deal. We're looking at two totally different food philosophies. On one hand, you have Victoria, with its sophisticated global palate and an almost religious devotion to fresh, farm-to-table everything. On the other hand, Halifax comes at you with these unapologetic, hearty East Coast classics that are all about vibrant pub culture and community.
So Ethan makes a really strong case for Victoria's culinary range. I mean, you can have the super romantic Northern Italian dinner in a brick courtyard at Il Terrazzo one night, and then the next, you're eating authentic, locally sourced Mexican at Mai's. And of course, being on the Pacific means you get incredible, sustainable seafood, whether it's a fancy meal at Blue Crab Seafood House or the city's best fish tacos right on Fisherman's Wharf. It's refined for sure, but also so deeply connected to the local land and sea.
And Maya's response to all that? One word: donaire. And look, this isn't just food, this is an entire identity. Halifax's signature dish, this spiced shaved beef with that sweet garlicky sauce, it's a cultural icon. It's something completely, totally unique to the city. It's that hearty, a little bit messy food that fuels the city after a night out, and people there absolutely love it.
But it's not just about the donaire. Maya argues Halifax's food scene is all about community. It's about grabbing a fresh lobster roll from Dave's right on the boardwalk, or digging into a bowl of famous seafood chowder while listening to live music at an Irish pub like Dirty Nelly's. It's sipping a craft beer right on the water at Garrison Brewing. You see, it's food that brings people together. It's a social event, not just a meal.
Okay, so let's go a little deeper now. Let's talk about the soul of each city. How do history and the natural world really shape what it's like to live in these two coastal capitals? Ethan, back to you.
For Ethan, Victoria's soul is anchored right here, in its gorgeous inner harbor. It is the living heart of the city. You've got this proud British heritage, but it's where the grandeur of history just effortlessly mingles with the energy of modern life. It's a working harbor, yeah, but it's also a stage for artists, for festivals, for just taking a walk. It's history you can actually relax into.
And that soul is woven into this absolutely stunning natural world. This is a huge part of the quality of life there. Living in Victoria means you can go on a whale-watching safari to see resident orcapods in what is pretty much your backyard. It means having Beacon Hill Park, this massive historic green jewel right in the middle of downtown. The city is defined by this powerful, easy connection between the land and the sea.
Now, Maya's counter to that is that Halifax's history, well, it isn't just elegant, it's epic, and it is everywhere. This picture just says it all. You've got the historic fortress on Citadel Hill literally looking down on the modern glass towers of downtown. See, in Halifax, history isn't something you go visit in a museum. It's this layered, gritty, living thing that you walk through every single day.
And Maya argues that Halifax's soul is completely tied to its working harbor. You can feel its maritime heartbeat when you're on that 4-kilometer waterfront boardwalk, which is one of the longest in the world, by the way. You're strolling past these historic ships docked right there, past warehouses that have been standing since the 1700s. The stories of the sea are literally embedded in the wood right under your feet.
Wow, okay, what a debate. We've heard really compelling cases for both Victoria's refined quality of life and Halifax's raw, community-driven energy. So after all that, I guess it's time for the verdict.
So, which is it? The jewel of the Pacific or the heart of the Atlantic? Which city takes the crown as the place you'd want to build a life? Well, here's the thing. The goal was never really to pick a winner. The real prize, the real takeaway here, is just appreciating how different and how equally incredible Canada's two coasts are. Choosing between them isn't about which one is better, it's about which experience, which way of life really speaks to you.
So let's just break it down like this. You choose Victoria if what you're looking for is that effortless elegance, that mild weather, and a life that feels beautifully walkable and unhurried. But you choose Halifax if you're chasing that raw human energy, if you want a connection to a layered, living history, and if you value a powerful sense of community that makes a city feel like home from day one.
And really, that leaves us with one final thought. The real question isn't which city is better. It's which of these incredible Canadian coastal experiences is calling your name first.
So, where do you land? Are you choosing calm, comfort, and coastal elegance, or energy, community, in a city that never quite slows down? Drop your pick in the comments. I want to hear it. And if you've lived in either city, even better, tell us what we got right and what we completely missed. If you enjoyed this one, make sure to subscribe. More Battle of the Cities matchups are coming, and they only get tougher from here. I'm Beau Kaufman, and I'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for listening to Discover Canada in Style. If you enjoyed the episode, subscribe wherever you're watching or listening, and share the show with someone who loves exploring Canada.